You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prum Prum, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agent, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
In celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lunch 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The date is Monday, the 27th of October 2025, from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP, 1 Finsbury Circus, City of London. The postcode EC2M7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. The fee comes at £60 ordinary, for VIPs £75. For more information, please contact reception at augustinclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard.
Hello, beloved. My name is Reverend Michael, Recruitment Science Yama, and this is my wife.
I am Isabella Elom Isiama.
Amen. For the past 7.5 years, this was our home. This is where many people have come to hear the word of God. Many people have come to celebrate. Many celebrations have taken place. We've seen various Christmas services, Easter services, various Sunday services, youth empowerment programs, men empowerment programs, women empowerment programs, many baby dedications, memorial services, birthday celebrations, and so on and so forth. People coming and being blessed. It has been a home, a joy, a beacon of hope to the community. As at the back end of last year, we've been asked to move from here. That was a very difficult moment for us as a church. As God will have it, we have found a place, we have found a home that will help us not to continue to do just the same, but to reach out more and to engage the community more.
We found a home in Andover, a church building that will suit our needs and help us advance the gospel while serving our community. In addition to what we have already done in the past few years, we are also hoping to hold outreach programs, youth empowerment programs, career days for the youth, feed the homeless, feed the elderly, have big breakfast mornings, musical concerts, fun days, and so many ideas that we have on the table that we want to implement. And we are calling on you today to stand with us and support us financially so that we can purchase this property to advance the gospel and to serve the community and to help us continue the good work that we are already doing. We are counting on you and we are calling out to you to stand with us to make this dream a reality. If you are in the position to support us financially, please lend a hand to help us complete the purchase of this property, to serve the people around us and also to advance the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes, indeed, beloved, there is a saying that every little helps. If you are led to support us, to donate to this genuine cause, to help to push the work of God, to complete the purchase of the church building the Lord has given us, details will be on the screen. If in case you are in doubt, details, our contact details will be on the screen as well. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us for further clarifications, or if in doubt, we'll be happy to hear from you, and we'll be more than happy to receive of your generous donation and to complete the purchase of the church building the Lord has given us. God richly bless you.
Amen.
And we are hoping to hear from you soon.
Amen.
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 'Twas grace that thought my you
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Star Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Star Radio. This is UK. Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Star Radio. Star Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
All right, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Tuesday edition of the morning show on Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Okay, so from now till exactly 12 o'clock when the curtains are brought down for the end of the program, I'm going to be your captain. I'm going to see to bring you everything from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. As you see on this platform, if it's making the headlines, be rest assured of one thing, I'll bring it to the fore. So wherever you are, once again, welcome to the show. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yes. Okay, let's crack on. What have I got news for you? Well, let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, for his good work that he's doing. Perry, massive good morning to you. To Mr. Frank Davis, good morning. KB Botsman, Vicky Newton, to Felix all the way in Aberdeen, to our money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, out of town, to the one and only HRH Linda Pallian, Empress Regina Nima, Prophetess Dory Carter, and all you wonderful people, Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, a man of God, Reverend Michael Siama, and Captain Felix Tete as well. Captain Tete, good morning to you all. Hope you are all doing very, very well. And it's always a pleasure to come your way because we know that, yes, I was going to say we know that all things work together for good. So I want to say, well, that is the, by way of the, a bit of a scriptures there for you, but wherever you are, of course, it does work together for good for those who love God, according what we call according to a purpose. So whatever it is, yes, be rest assured of that. So wherever you are this morning, once again, I want to salute each and every one of you and say welcome to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Also, let me say good morning to Mr. Olaimi Koiki, and to Bishop Adeshina all the way in Lagos, Nigeria, to Professor Banji Akintoye, to Dr. Sandy Adeyemo Igboho. Good morning to you, the one and only Atakofi in Ghana. Shamsuddin, good morning to you. Niana Najo, the Chief of Ashaman, I salute you, sir. And to every one of you who's tuning in. Eben, all the way in Cape Town, South Africa. Hope everything went well. Massive good morning to you, boy. I hope you are doing good as well. And a special good morning goes all the way to Delta Hammond in Kumasi in Ghana as well. So wherever you are, respect those of you watching us live on Koiki Media platform, good morning. Yoruba Nation platform, good morning. And the United States of Biafra platforms, I salute each and every one of you. Once again, welcome to the program. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Okay. Indeed, massive good morning to you. It's your birthday today, and if anyone is celebrating a special day, your birthday or anything of the sort this morning, I want to salute each and every one of you and once again say happy birthday, happy celebration, whichever is appropriate there. Once again, yes, as you did here, I am your one and only Archie, and it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show.
Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it better.
Let me say good morning to Mrs. Donna Kwanzaa. I hope you're doing good as well, girl. All right then, and to your lovely husband, Mr. Kwanzaa. All right then, now let's move on, and let's look at some of the stories making the rounds this morning on the program. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast to follow suit, then the travel update. Then move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. That is known as global trotting. Then exactly, I will bring you the details of it exactly at quarter to 12. The line will be activated for you to add your voice to the discussion. That will continue from then, and when we are done, we'll bring the curtains to an end there, down for the end of the program. So in Nigeria, that's what's going to happen. But wherever you are, don't touch the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. All right, so now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds, other parts of the program. Now, your destiny is not tied to the situation in which you were born. Your destiny is not tied to the situation in which you were born. Some would say, yes, we agree to that. But if you were born on a platform to reach out to the sky, it's quite easier than where you are down there. Okay then. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now let's move on to the weather front. And what have I got for you when it comes to the weather? For London and southeast of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you today. Today will be largely cloudy during the afternoon. Some occasional brighter spells and could break through in between the cloud. A dry day expected as well. Tonight will remain dry and mostly cloudy, with only a few clear spells developing for a time in places. Very light or calm winds as well. Top temperature is going to be 16 degrees. The lower is going to be 10 degrees. UV level low, pollution low. Sunset 18:10 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 07:22 hours, and that brings us to the end of the weather forecast. Now let's move on to the travels, and let me tell you what is happening on the travel this morning. Well, it's been updated, and at the moment I can tell you assuredly there's good service on all the underground lines, DLR, London Tramlink, and London Overground. Good service there to the major roads in London. Have I got anything good? Boy. Well, A13, A2, A316, and A4 are experiencing serious delays. You can avoid them, do so. We not have enough time to break them all down for you. But a quick one. A13, Thames Gateway is bound after Ferry Lane. Lane 2 of 3 is blocked by a broken down vehicle. If you can avoid it, do your best. A2 as well. Blackheath Hill, all approaches between A2 211 Greenwich South Street and Lewisham Road, various lanes closures and temporary traffic light signals in operation to facilitate signal bollards, paving, lighting at that place. I mean, we've talked about that several times. That pertains to the Greenwich Lewisham Blackheath Hill. So check that out. A316 as well. Bellington Lane at the junction of A4 Hogarth Lane. There is no northbound access onto Hogarth roundabout from Bellington Lane due to emergency gas main repairs. Hogarth flyover remains open though. Then the final one, that is A12 Gallows Corner flyover refurbishment work that is also going on. So please, if you can avoid all that, do your best to do so as we continue to bring you everything that you got to know. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. On the river bus, good service throughout. London Cable Car is also running a good service, bringing out to the final segment of the travel update. That is the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, Avanti West Coast, it's running a good service. However, Cross Country, Great Western Railway, Northern Rail, South Western Railway, and Thameslink are all offering special services. So please check it out before you leave. But let me say it this way: good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take a commercial break. We come back and we continue with the show. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, in celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lounge 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The event is taking place on Monday, the 27th of October 2025 from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP 1 Finsbury Green Circus, City of London, EC2 7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. For more information, contact reception at augustineclement.com or call 0203 223 0800. The fee comes at £60 for ordinary ticket and $75 for VIPs. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard and hosted by BB Clement.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yes, my producer was saying I look sleepy. I'm tired. Yeah, but hey, I'm here. Let's make hay while the sun shines, you know. Yeah, man. All right, then. So now let's move on to the news that is making the rounds across the globe. That is known as what? Global Trotting. Now, what have I got news for you from here in the UK? How one of the longest dinosaur trackways in the world was uncovered in the UK. Boy, they roamed the earth 166 million years ago. Now, a window into their prehistoric past is being revealed in an Oxfordshire quarry. Well, I can see the hind feet, or I don't know, whatever. Yeah, but quite an interesting one. Cyber attack contingency plans should be put on paper, firms are told, so that we don't find what we've seen in M&S and Jaguar Land Rover. Jaguar Land Rover as well. Now, tens of thousands of homes insulated under government schemes need repairs. And targeted prostate cancer screening could save countless lives, says Sunak. Well, he's championing that cause, and that's one of the ultimate things that I want to be championing, because I had a experience with a chat with somebody who's experienced it and how devastating it is. So if it can be caught early, something can be done about it. So why don't we get there and do so? So whatever it is, I will be telling you more about it this morning. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let's move on to the other stories making the round. Vodafone says outage affecting thousands of customers has been resolved. Well, if you are affected by it, that was what was happening. Spending cuts in Wales looms if Drakeford budget falls in Senate. Well, let's see what's going to happen there. It's all coming your way from Star Radio UK. All right, then. There were some other stories that I will not. New legislation on troubled legacy deals set to be introduced. Okay, moving on to other parts of the world as well. Well, Israeli hostages and Palestinian detainees freed as Trump hails historic dawn in Middle East. We saw it yesterday playing up. Well, and then Palestine celebrate return of detainees freed. Now the rebuilding begins, says Trump, as he signs Gaza peace plan. Venezuela shuts embassy in Norway following opposition leaders' Nobel Award. Okay, well. And Google to invest $15 billion to build AI data hub in India. Still there. Authorities identify 16 killed in Tennessee explosive factory blast. Shaking sheriff said that a teacher, a neighbor, and one of his best friends were among the victims who died in the blast. And a lifeline, Americans fear spike in healthcare costs, making Republicans nervy. Okay, let's see more about that. And uncertainty looms as World Bank meets in Washington. What is going to happen there? This is all coming away from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on to other parts of the world as well. As I said earlier on, Venezuela has shut its embassy in Norway following opposition leaders' Nobel Award. Oslo calls the decision regrettable, stressing that the Nobel Committee functions independently. At times we're a bit myopic or little-minded when it comes to things like that. But well, now rescuers set for missing in Mexico flooded towns and Paraguay, the Silicon Valley of South America. We're talking about the White House blast Nobel Committee for not awarding Peace Prize to Trump. We didn't talk about that, but well, those are some of the stories making their rounds there as well. Okay, in Europe, now blast kills 3 police officers trying to evict siblings from house in Italy. Now gas canisters were set off when the carabinieri entered the property near Verona in northern Italy. Okay, and then NATO chief jokes about limping Russian submarine. Oh, you don't want to do that, do you? Okay, and first German state visit to UK for 27 years has been announced, and that will be telling you more about all that. And Denmark to boost Arctic defense with new ships, jets, and HQ. All right then. Now let's move on. In Australia, private numbers of Australian Prime Minister and Donald Trump Jr. publicly listed on website. Woo! Well. How safe are we? Now, death penalty for Japan man who killed 4 in gun and knife attack. Mazanori Aoki stabbed 2 women in Nakano City before shooting 2 policemen with a hunting rifle. Well, so death sentence for him. A photo worth 1,000 words. Taliban minister with Indian female journalist. Well. Foul skies, fading lights, how air pollution is stealing India's sunshine. There are some of the stories making the rounds. Then India and Canada reset ties after restraint of Sikh leaders' murder. There are some of the stories making the rounds there as well. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Moving on to Africa now. Madagascar president dissolves parliament to block impeachment. It's played a fast one there. Okay, so it dissolved parliament. So where will impeachment take place? They are supposed to be parliament is supposed to sit to impeach him, but if he dissolved parliament, he is the one who wields power now. That's a fast one. Yeah. Madagascar president hiding in safe place as he warns of coup attempt. A Kenyan officer killed in bow and arrow attack at gate of president's residence. Wow. And Cape Verde become second smallest nation to reach World Cup. Woo! Well, at least they've made history, right? Okay. Boy 11 shoots. Farm worker dead in tragic South Africa accident. And Cameroon awaits presidential election results. However, you heard that. Cameroon's opposition candidate Chiroma claims victory in presidential election. How? Why? When? Well, we'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. And global shipping nation consider historic climate deal amid U.S. opposition. The world's largest maritime nations are gathering in London this week in their bid to strike a historic climate deal that could reshape the global shipping around the world. Okay, so we're going to be bringing you more from there. When it comes to Nigeria as well, soldier allegedly stabs man to death in Delta State. What happened? NLC threatens showdown if Tinubu's administration fails to address ASU demands, and Tinubu pays tribute to Labour icon Abiodun Aremu, and Tinubu can address Mon Reverend Ukpai. Don't despair over defection. Victory ahead. Makinde rallies PDP members, and World Cup qualifier Super Eagles eye victory. Hope for South Africa slip. Well, there are some of the stories making the rounds. When it comes to Ghana as well, Ghana-China seal strategic partnership to boost trade and development. A fast-tracking prosecution of corruption cases will restore public confidence, Edem Senanu has also said. Oti government mourns victim of Volta Lake boat accident, and Finance Minister leads Ghana's delegation in 2025 IMF World Bank annual meeting in Washington, D.C. I did talk about that earlier on. Well, at 11:29, and we're still Well, they're talking about one gift to Warren Mensah, who reportedly pulled off 38.4 million Ghana cedis NSS money laundering scheme. So how did she come out do that? Okay. Well, somebody has decided that he's also going to be divorcing the wife due to Daddy Lumber's funeral dispute. Now, Edward Akwesi is saying, where's Edward Akwesi? We'll be telling you more about him as well. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Hepatitis B remains leading cause of liver cancer in Ghana. Dr. Sarah Faye is saying CD extends gain as Bank of Ghana deepens market intervention. $1 equals 13 Ghana at Forex Bureau. We are enjoying and experiencing a refreshing government, Beatrice Annan is saying. How many people are enjoying? How many people can attest to that? That is the question. So, and fire service battles blaze for 11 hours at Yota Energy at Shy Hills. Well, how would that impact electricity usage there? Electricity supply there as well. We'll be telling you more about that. How many megawatts of power does this plant actually supply? That will be the big question. How is it going to be impacting the electricity supply there? This and a lot more going to be coming your way. But let's take a commercial break. We come back. I'll be taking you straight to the details of the stories making the rounds this morning. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 002 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say order, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, and it is your Tuesday edition of the morning show. Let's kick off. How old has the world, the planet been? And carbon dating. How do you say it? Can we say, like saying, talking about 166 or million years ago, how the earth existed and how it was being walked by huge dinosaur trackways. Wow. They were colossal animals that roamed the earth 166 million years ago. Now, a window into their prehistoric past is being revealed in an Oxfordshire quarry. Now, hidden under tons of rocks, a dinosaur superhighway is emerging, where paleontologists are walking in the footsteps of these giant beasts. Now, this summer excavation at this extraordinary site has uncovered one of the longest trackways found anywhere in the world. Scientists from across the UK descended on Dewars from quarry, captured them, and babies captured them working to unearth the footprint amongst the trucks, diggers, and tippers. Interesting. Picture in front of me is no joke, man. Now, these footprints are insanely big, explains Emma Nichols from Oxford University Museum of Natural History. Now, they're the massive footprints of a sauropod dinosaur, probably Cetiosaurus, which is a dinosaur that we know was found in this area. Now, these are four-legged, long-necked, planet-eating beasts that could reach about 18 meters in length. Virtually, when they stand, they are taller than the double-decker buses and longer than them. And virtually, can you just imagine a human being standing by them? You become a mincemeat to them. Now, that was Swamp Quarry has long been linked with dinosaurs. Some trackways were discovered here in the 1990s, and the last year's researchers found 200 huge footprints crisscrossing the quarry floor. However, this year, the team unearthed even more tracks in different parts of the quarry. Reaching one end of the quarry to the other, the trail extended 220 meters, making it one of the longest continuous trackways ever found. Now we're uncovering something that people have never seen before, says University of Birmingham paleontologist Kirsty Edger. It is so rare to find something this big. Now, not every dinosaur dig starts with a trowel and a brush. Discoveries are enormous as discoveries as enormous as this one begin with a big bang. Well, so that's what they did. They had to cause some explosions. A controlled explosion in the quarry removes millions of years of limestone rock, allowing the paleontologists the more delicate task of excavating each sunken footprint. Several trackways emerge, but one, the dinosaur superhighway, just goes on and on. A bump at the front of each print marks where the dinosaur squelched the mud forward. This tells us which direction it was heading. Quite scary, right? Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean. Their feet, so length and breadth. So the breadth is 1 meter wide. So that's right. Okay, so what about the length? Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. We do our best to bring you everything that you need to know, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, as we say. If it's making the headlines, why not? We are here to bring that your way. But it's quite an interesting story there, development. So how long do you think the world has been in existence? All right then, Starr Radio UK. Now let's move on to this important story. The former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, he said a targeted prostate cancer screening program for men at the highest risk could save countless lives. Former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has told News Network. Now, prostate cancer research, of which Sunak is a patron, has published a report on the costs and benefits of such an initiative. It will focus on black men and or those with a family history of prostate cancer who are aged between 45 and 69. Sunak said he is convinced of the urgency of introducing such a program, which he believes will be affordable and deliverable. But some medical experts are skeptical about the value of screening, arguing this is a risk patients will be treated for the cancer unnecessarily. Now, prostate cancer research estimates the screening program, which will involve MRI scan, a PSA, prostate-specific antigen, blood test, and a biopsy, will cost up to 25 million a year, or about 18 pounds per patient, similar to bowel and breast cancer screening. It assumes 20% of eligible men, of which there are an estimated 1.3 million in the UK, will be invited annually, with a 72% uptake rate. Diagnostic activity, scan and biopsies will need to rise by 23%, with only a modest increase in NHS staffing, the charity has said. The prostate is a walnut shaped gland at the base of the bladder that naturally grows with age, but can sometimes become cancerous when cells grow in an uncontrolled way. Now, prostate cancer can be symptomless in the early stages. Now, ask whether he might have done more while in Downing Street to push case for prostate cancer screening. Sunak said testing had now become more reliable through the use of MRI scan. I've had family and friends that have been impacted by it, thankfully not lost their lives, but that partly has made me aware of why it's so important we catch it early. The doctors are so brilliant now at treating you if you catch it early. Sunak said men, including himself, were often shy of coming forward to discuss health issues. That is why a proactive targeted screening program could make a difference in helping save lives. More than 58,000 men were diagnosed with prostate cancer in England alone in 2024. Wow. A 9% increase on 2023. The latest figures from the National Prostate Cancer Audit are shared. Now, meanwhile, 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, compared to 1 in 8 white men and 1 in 13 men of other ethnicities. According to prostate cancer research, men are also more than twice more likely to develop the cancer if they have a family history of it. So the question is, if your father had it, and because of this machoism and stuff like that, hey, you don't say things like that to your children. You have to, hey, daddy is not feeling well, but we're not saying exactly what daddy is going through. And maybe his prostate, and along the line, maybe he's passed on, or maybe he had operation. So that is had an operation. They wouldn't tell you. They are becoming cagey about everything there, and all that stuff. And the fact that we look at people who have spoken about it, catheter usage, and everybody, and people think about being not potent enough. I mean, where you lose your potency. So all those things are ones that plays in the back of the minds of especially black people. And what can we do? Let me say good morning to Ajani Ajala, one of our lovely listeners who joins us each time. Morning to you, and to Tassino all the way in Moscow as well. Well, to all black men, please, let's go for the check, right? Okay, let's move on because our time is running like no man's business. All right then. Let's touch on this story first, and then we'll move on from there. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump and the leaders of Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey have signed a declaration for bringing peace to Gaza at a summit in the Egyptian resort of Sharm el-Sheikh. A new and beautiful day is rising, and now the rebuilding begins, said Trump, praising regional leaders who helped cement the truce between Israel and Hamas. Earlier in his address, the Israeli parliament, Knesset, the president told cheering lawmakers that the long and painful nightmare is finally over. Israel is releasing 250 Palestinian prisoners and more than 1,700 other Palestinian detainees during the 2-year military operations in Gaza, exchange for the last 20 living hostages held by Hamas. The exchange, the first phase of Trump's peace plan, is also due to include the returns of bodies of 28 dead Israeli hostages. In Egypt, Trump was all smiles in the company of Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and more than 20 other leaders from around the world. Everybody is happy, Trump said, adding that he had done big deals before, but this has taken off like a rocket ship. Now, this took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? It's going to hold up too, he said. Now, after the ceremony, President al-Sisi awarded Trump the Order of the Nile, a necklace made of pure gold, considered to be Egypt's highest honor. The Egyptian president called the day a historic milestone that ended an agonizing chapter. Among the many world leaders at the summit who stood for a photo opportunity with Trump was Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas, who less than a week ago was blocked by the U.S. from attending the UN General Assembly in New York. Although the first phase of the ceasefire agreement has been enacted, there is a lingering question over the role the Palestinian Authority might eventually play in Gaza. Trump said the second phase of negotiation on peace agreement were underway. During his address to the Knesset, the American president suggested that the region was experiencing the historic dawn of a new Middle East. Now, his words echoed the phrasing he used when Israel signed landmark deal with several Arab states during his first presidency. Alas, not only for Israelis, but also Palestinians, the long and painful nightmare is finally over, Trump told the Israeli parliament, adding to the jubilant atmosphere in the room where politicians chant of Trump, the ceasefire that he helped broker was the most challenging breakthrough of them all. The most challenging breakthrough maybe ever, the U.S. leaders reflected. He indicated the ending of the Russia-Ukraine war will be his next focus. Trump gave an insight into some of the recent conversation with Israeli Prime Minister. He said, I said, Bibi, you're going to be remembered for this far more than if you kept this thing going. Kill, Trump recalled. Well, introducing Trump to Parliament, Netanyahu called the U.S. president the greatest friend Israel had ever had in the White House. Everything changed in the Americans' attitude to Israel's military campaign in Gaza when Trump was re-elected as U.S. president last year. He said the Israeli Prime Minister thanked Trump for his unremitting help in securing the return of the remaining hostages, part of a group of 251 people seized during the 7 October 2023 attacks in southern Israel by Hamas. Now, Trump went on to offer a tribute of his own to his counterpart, saying he's not the easiest guy to deal with, but what makes him great. Also, welcome to the Knesset alongside Trump were other key U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Well. So, do you think the peace is going to hold? It's easier said than done. Well, yeah, you do that and that one will do that. But hey, what do you think about all that? Well, some are saying they don't want Tony Blair to be the head or the interim leader for the peace. Is it a peace council or whatever they're trying to call it? But what do you think about it all there? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Let me activate the line whilst we continue. Yeah, the line is open. Just call me via Teams. Look for Starr Radio UK and you can get us through there.
The studio now. The studio now.
Okay, so via Teams, Starr Radio UK, and you get us there. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We'll still move on. However, if you want to post your comments on the platform that we are broadcasting on, feel free to do so as well. I promise you one thing for sure. I'm gonna read it. All right then, let's move on. Now, let's move on to the U.S. as well. The sad story of the blast that took place in Tennessee is being revealed, and law enforcement has identified the 16 people who were killed in a blast that leveled munition factory in the U.S. state of Tennessee. The names were released during a news briefing on Monday outside Accurate Energetic Systems AC Hickman County, where an early morning blast on the 10th of October left no survivors. Sheriffs Chris Davis of Humphreys County and Jason Kraft of Hickman County alternated reading the victims' names and emphasized the need to take care of their families in the aftermath of the tragedy. The cause of the blast is still unclear. Agents from the National Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives are investigating. The victims are Jason Adams, Eric Anderson, Billy Baker, Adam Boatman, Christopher Clark, Mindy Clifton, James Cook, Raina Gillahan, LaTaisha Mays, Jeremy Moore, Melinda Rainey, Melissa Stanford, Trenton Stewart, Rachel Woodall, Stephen Wright, and Donald Yawa. Authorities said the individuals are presumed dead, and the release of their names does not mean their remains have been identified. That process is still ongoing. Sheriff Davis, who has described the blast as one of the most devastating incidents in his career, said that one victim was a teacher, another was his neighbor's husband, he said, and a third one of his best friend, according to a local newspaper. Authorities originally feared that 18 people had died, but 2 people who were thought to have been on site were later located elsewhere. Sheriff Davis said that while he may not have known all of the victims personally, he knows their family members or extended family members. The tragedy has hit hard in the close-knit town, where cell service is spotty and a gas station adorned with a Confederate flag centerpiece is the local watering hole. Well, there's a picture, a few of them, Rena Gillan there, a picture of Donna Yawa, who was a chemist, and a few of them who are yet to be identified. Body remains yet to be identified. But looking at the setup there and the blasts and everything that has taken place, boy, it's no joke. If it was close to any residential place, ooh, that would have been bad. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what is happening in other parts of the world as well. At 10 minutes to the top of the hour, and it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds this morning. Well, Venezuela has announced on Monday it will close its embassy in Oslo days after opposition leader Maria Corina Machado was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. In a statement, the Venezuelan government did not comment on Machado's prize, saying that the closure was part of a restructuring of its foreign service. Now, Norway's foreign ministry confirmed that Caracas had closed its embassy in Oslo without providing a reason. The Nobel Committee in Oslo awarded the prize on Friday in recognition of what it called her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela, while Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro referred to the 58-year-old laureate as demonic witch. The Norwegian Foreign Ministry called the decision regrettable. Now, despite our differences on several issues, Norway wishes to keep the dialogue open with Venezuela and will continue to work in this direction, a ministry spokeswoman has said. Now, she added that the Nobel Prize is independent of the Norwegian government. Machado has for 4 years been campaigning against Maduro's, whose 12-year rule is viewed by many nations as illegitimate. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Let me take opportunity to say good morning to my sister. Yes, Rosie. I hope you are doing very, very well. And to Mom, Mrs. Vida Hammond, good morning to you all there once again. Well, when it comes to Europe as well, 3 police officers have been killed, at least 15 others have been injured in an apparently deliberate gas explosion at a farmhouse in northern Italy. The blast was triggered as police and firefighters went into the house near Verona to carry out an eviction order for 2 brothers and a sister in their late 50s and mid-60s. The 3 victims who died were members of the Carabinieri military police. A man and a woman were arrested at the scene, and another man who fled after the explosion was located soon after. All 3 have been taken to hospital. The blast could be heard some 5 kilometers or 3 miles away, and images from the scene show the building reduced to a pile of rubble. The head of the Veneto region, Luca Zaya, said the farmhouse was subject to an eviction order due to debts accrued by 3 the three owners. This is a time for grieving, said Interior Minister Matteo Pentodozzi, who the attempt had been made to evict the three siblings in the past. It was clear we were dealing with people who will resist in some way, he said. Mediators have been sent to speak to their siblings who had barricaded themselves in the house. When the Cabrerani arrived shortly after 03 hours, that is 01 hour GMT, officials believe one of the siblings triggered the blast. Upon entering the house, we were confronted with an act of absolute madness, Provincial Police Commander Claudia Papagno told Anza News. A gas cylinder has been ignited and the explosion directly hit our officers, he said. Petrol bombs were also found at the property, the Interior Minister said. Now, those injured by the blast included 11 other members of the Carabinieri, and well as 3 members of Italy's state police and firefighter, Anza report. According to Verona prosecutor Rafael Tito, the farmhouse was in a derelict state and had no electricity. The prosecutor believed that the blast has taken place on a floor above the entrance and told reporters it was premeditated and voluntary homicide. Shortly before the explosion, he said officers had heard a whistle, probably the gas cylinders being opened. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactement 11:56. All right. Now let's move on. To some of the other stories making the rounds this morning for you. Well, you want to mock somebody, you have to be careful who you mock it, right? NATO chief Mark Rutte joked about the condition of Russia's naval fleet on Monday as Moscow denied one of its submarines had to surface because of technical problems. Russia Black Sea Fleet said the diesel-powered submarine Novorossiysk had surfaced off France to comply with navigation rules in the English Channel, through which it was shadowed by a UK warship and helicopter. Now, Dutch authorities had said on Saturday the submarine was under tow in the North Sea. Now, what a change from the 1984 Tom Clancy novel The Hunt for Red October today. It seems more like the hunt for the nearest mechanic, Rutte said in a speech in Slovenia, saying the broken vessel was limping home. Rutte said there was hardly any Russian naval presence in the Mediterranean left. Okay, well, you're stoking the bear. Well, the final one before we move on to the African front as well. Now, before we go to Asia, the private phone numbers of several high-profile figures, including Australia's Prime Minister and Donald Trump Jr., had been published on a U.S. website. Both of the personal contact details remain publicly listed on site, which uses AI to scrap the internet for information the BBC has chosen not to name. Now, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's office is aware of the situation, which was first reported by independent Australian media outlet Media, and local authorities are investigating. A spokesman for Australia's opposition leader Suzanne Lee, whose private number was also published, said the matter was obviously concerning and they had requested the information be removed. The site claims to have contact details for hundreds of millions of professionals and is used by recruiters and sales representatives. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. In Asia as well, specifically in Japan, a Japanese court has sentenced to death a man who killed 4 people in a shooting and stabbing attack in 2023, rejecting the defense argument that he has schizophrenia. Mazanori Aoki, now 34, stabbed 2 women who were taking a walk in the city of Nakano and then shot 2 policemen who arrived at the scene after receiving an emergency call with a hunting rifle. Now, gun violence is rare in Japan, where strict firearm laws are in place. Even rare is the shooting of multiple police officers. The last such incident took place more than 30 years ago. The defense had argued that a life sentence was more appropriate for Aoki, who has diminished capacity because of schizophrenia. The prosecutors agreed that Aoki had suffered from delusion, but argued that he had committed the murders in a fit of rage and was able to discern right from wrong at a time. They also said Aoki had demonstrated exceptionally cruelty and cold-bloodedness according to Japan's Times. Aoki, who was reportedly wearing a camouflage uniform, a hat, sunglasses and mask, reportedly attacked the women because he believed they were bad-mouthing him. Japan's Manichi reported it not clear if he knew the women. After the attack, Aochi hauled himself up in his parents' home in Nakano City for 12 hours before surrendering to the police. His father, Masamichi Aochi, is the Speaker of Nakano City Assembly. Oh boy! Now, before Mazanori Aochi was arrested, residents in his neighborhood were urged to stay at home while local authorities shared updates via email on the neighborhood loudspeaker, while police also went door to door. Japan has strict gun ownership rules and only allows civilians to own hunting rifle and air guns. People have to undergo strict exam and mental health tests to buy a gun in Japan. Following the quadruple murders, authorities tightened the laws to make it harder to own half rifles, a hunting rifle like the one Aochi used. The stringent regulations are also what makes incidents like this and the fatal shooting of Japan's former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe so shocking. Well. So, Aochi is on his way out. Well, if he's suffering schizophrenia, what do you think is the way forward? You will say, well, because he's suffering that, so let's leave him alone. Really? Well. Now, so what do you do when you say you don't like women, but you come to a country where women's rights are and then you have to address them? It is often said a picture can speak 1,000 words. The one in India newspaper on Monday morning showing female journalists occupying front row seats at the Afghan Taliban Foreign Ministry press conference in Delhi is certainly one of those. The conference, the second press event by Amir Khan Motaki at the Afghan embassy in about 48 hours, was called after a huge uproar over the exclusion of women from his first meeting on Friday. Motaki said at Sunday's conference that the exclusion was unintentional and not deliberate. With regard to the Friday press conference, it was on short notice and a short list of journalists were decided, and the participation list that was presented was very specific. It was more a technical issue. Our colleagues had decided to send an invitation to a specific list of journalists, and there was no other intention apart from this. Well, the UN had referred to the situation in Afghanistan as gender apartheid. But this time around, there were a lot of female journalists questioning. I bet he was going on his head, if I leave this place, or when I leave this place, you come to my country. You see the thing I will do to you. But well. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK at 3 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's take a sip and then we come to Africa as well. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. It's happening in Madagascar, and what do you think is the way forward? Stay tuned. Starr Radio UK. Well, in celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lounge 2025. Speaker, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The event is taking place on Monday, the 27th of October 2025 from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP 1 Finsbury Green Circus, City of London, EC2 7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. For more information, contact reception at augustinclement.com or call 0203-223-0800. The fee comes at £60 for ordinary ticket and $75 for VIPs. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard and hosted by BB Clement. Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, the Tuesday edition.
Call the studio now.
Yes, as I said, you can call the studio for free. Just go to Teams, via Teams, and look for Starr Radio UK and call us there.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now we move on to the African front. Well, yesterday we did talk about the fact that the Madagascan leader has been calling, is in hiding and saying that there seems to be a coup d'etat looming. However, because of his popularity dwindling and everything, he looking at the fact that he could be impeached, because if as a leader, because of you, there's lots of wranglings and demonstrations and distractions and disruptions going on, then the best way is Parliament to somehow impeach you, right? So impeachment hearing would have gone on, but he's made the first move. The embattled President Andrew Rajoelina had dissolved Parliament ahead of a planned impeachment vote. It is unclear where he is. On a Monday evening, he made a live broadcast to the nation on Facebook from a safe place. Now, this comes after weeks of protests led by a group of young people known as the Gen Z Mother. A senior army general says the security forces are working together to maintain order. A powerful army threw its weight behind the protesters, weakening Rajoelina's grip on power. On Sunday, he said that an attempt to seize power was underway. Now, Madagascar President Rajoelina appears to be in a defiant mood, refusing to go without a fight. This is despite the fact that power appears to have shifted away from him, with an elite military unit throwing its weight behind the youth-led protest movement Gen Z Mother demanding his resignation. The unit known as CAPSAT announced on Saturday that it had taken control of all armed forces and a new military head had been appointed. The opposition has also thrown its weight behind the protest movement, saying it will institute impeachment proceedings against Rajoelina in Parliament, and that is why he made the first move and dissolve Parliament. Rajoelina has now hit back, issuing a decree to dissolve Parliament, but the opposition says it is invalid. So it is unclear how the standoff will be resolved. So are they going to be going to Parliament at all? What is going to happen there? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well. Still on the African front, a Kenyan police officer stationed at one of the gates of the president's official residence in the capital Nairobi has died after being shot with an arrow, officials have said. Now, police said that on Monday morning, a 56-year-old man armed with a bow and arrow approached officers at the gate of the State House and was ordered to surrender. Instead, he moved forward and shot PC Ramadan Mantaka in the ribs. The policeman was immediately taken to hospital but died while undergoing treatment, according to a police statement. The attackers raised questions about possible security lapses at the State House. It's one of Kenya's most heavily guarded locations. The PC Mantaka's body is now in a mortuary, and there will be a post-mortem later. An investigation is also underway to establish the motive behind the attack. Local media are reporting that a dead policeman had been among those screening vehicles entering the state house. The alleged attacker, who had reportedly disguised himself as a homeless person carrying a sack concealing the weapons, was detained following the assault. Now, video footage published by the Kenyan television channel Monday showed a handcuffed man with visible injuries. He was in a police vehicle and was reportedly being taken to hospital for treatment. The man is expected to appear in court later today. Local media has said the National Police Service condemned this heinous act and commends the officers for their swift response, which prevented further harm. Police spokesperson Muchiri Nyanga has said he sent his condolences to the family of the dead policeman, noting that officers had paid the ultimate price in the line of duty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, still on the African front. Cape Verde have become the second smallest nation to reach the World Cup after the islanders beat Eswatini 3-0 at home. Victory meant the Blue Sharks secured top spot in their qualified group and a place the 2026 final ahead of continental heavyweight Cameroon. Daylon Vlamento opened the scoring for the post in Praia, turning home a loose ball inside the 6-yard box early in the second half, and Willie Semedo volleyed in the second soon afterwards. Veteran defender Stopira added a third in stoppage time before the full-time whistle sparked joyous scenes of celebration at the 15,000 capacity National Stadium. An archipelago of 10 islands in the Atlantic Ocean with a population of just under 525,000 according to the latest figures from the World Bank. Cape Verde gained independence from Portugal in 1975 and first attempted to reach the 2002 World Cup hosted in Japan and South Korea. Let's say congratulations to them. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's go on. Well, the story is still breaking. When the Gaza's President Regelina dissolved the National Assembly with immediate effect on Tuesday, the presidency said in a statement published on Facebook, the move escalates a standoff between the president's youth-led protesters and the military, which forced him to flee the country. It also preempts a planned opposition-led vote to force him out over the island's nation's spiraling political crisis. In the post, Regelina said he had consulted with leaders of the Assembly and the Senate, but it was not immediately clear if the move was legal. On Monday, it was reported that the president had left the country on Sunday evening after factions of the army rallied behind the Gen Z protests. All right, then. So those are some of the stories that are still coming in. But while elections are taking place, the counting has begun. However, Cameroon opposition candidate Isa Chiroma Bakari claimed victory early on Tuesday in October 12 presidential election, urging President Paul Biya, who has been in power for over 4 decades, to concede. Our victory is clear. It must be respected, Chiroma said in a video statement on Facebook, calling on Biya to accept the truth of the ballot box or plunge the country into turmoil. Elections Cameroon, the independent body in charge of overseeing the poll, and the Constitution Court have not yet announced any results. Official results are expected latest by October 26, giving them a lot of time to sort of manipulate the whole thing, right? BS Cameroon People's Democratic Party rejected Chiroma's claim on Tuesday. Gregory Owuna, the Deputy Secretary General of the CPDM, stated that the opposition candidate did not win and lacked the results from the polling station. Chiroma said he will share a detailed report of the votes by region in the coming days. Well, Minister of Territorial Administration Paul Atanga Nji warned last week that any unauthorized release of results will be deemed high treason, saying only Constitutional Council can declare a winner. The 76-year-old opposition candidate was a government spokesperson and Minister of Employment and Abiya, but quit the government last year to launch his presidential run. His campaign drew large crowds and backing from a coalition of opposition parties and civic groups. So, are we going to get the real winner of the election, or one that has been put together? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK at 14 minutes past 12. The morning show, the Tuesday edition. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie, and we are moving on in Nigeria this morning as well. The European Union Development Cooperation with Nigeria has been strengthened by 320.5 billion naira, that is 190 million euros credit line allocated to Nigeria commercial banks and financial institutions to broaden their lending to agriculture sector. Bolaji Adebiyi, media aide to the Minister of Budget and National Planning, in a statement said the facility, which is being provided by European Investment Bank, was announced at a meeting of the bank's senior executive and a delegation from the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning on the sidelines of the recently concluded Global Gateway Forum in Brussels, Belgium, expressing the EU's commitment to support Nigeria's ambitions and initiatives for digital transformation, given its potential to catalyze growth in other sectors of the economy. The bank's director, international partnership, Ms. Toraya Tricky, said the credit facility was part of the EU's commitment to the development of Nigeria's agricultural value chains, particularly in cocoa and dairy. Now, so with that, are we going to see a boost in the agriculture sector? And we know that why the agriculture sector, everything has been a bit low and everything there has all been because of the fact that farmers cannot go to their farms in peace. They go, there is this herdsman menace that goes on. People are being killed, they have their stock being destroyed, or their farmlands and their whatever produce are being destroyed and stuff like that, and that has brought about a diminishing in that industry. However, maybe government putting money there and people going to get loans to help maybe getting mechanized farming. I remember one of the time we did talk about the fact that if corporate bodies, if farmers can form a cooperative organization, so that there is if people cannot afford individually to own a tractor and maybe a planter, a combined harvester, and all those bits, then it's like when there is a corporate organization, then you can, let's decide that, well, today the tractor is working on farm A, then tomorrow it will move to another farm B and be doing all those things to clear the land so that we can maximize what we are doing, instead of people just using hoes and cutlass to be doing all those things, and it takes ages and it has its toll on our bodies as well, our health as well. But hey, look at farming that is done here. Look at farming that is done in Europe and other developed countries. Boy, look at Ukraine. Look at the wheat that they grow. I mean, it's all, and then supplying the whole. So we can do so. But let's see what will come out of that. The final story from Nigeria. The Nigerian Labour Congress has sounded a note of warning that it may convene an emergency Congress with its affiliates if the President Bola Tinubu-led government fails to look into the demands of academic staff unions of universities following its ongoing 2-week warning strike. In a 10 statement signed on Monday by its President Joe Ajero, the NSC flayed what is described as the government's intimidation tactics, particularly its resort to the no work, no pay policy. The Congress noted that this approach will only deepen the crisis in Nigeria already struggling tertiary education system. But the thing is, if you don't work, why do you have to be paid? So go to work and let us negotiate. But at times, I don't blame. At times I don't blame government. At times I don't blame the workers as well, because government is saying, look, I don't have the means to add or to pay you more. Okay? And the workers are saying, well, whatever you are paying us is not enough. So there's that stalemate, and then it's difficult to see who is going to blame first. But when corruption and wastage is stopped, and people are seeing that whatever things that is being done, we get value for money, then I think that will go a long way to help all these issues that goes on when it comes to labor and government in power. But what do you think about that? Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Is it a threat, or what do you think about that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let me bring you this one, and then we can move on quickly from there. The acting chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, May Agbamuche Mbu, on Tuesday met with chairmen and secretaries of political parties at the Commission headquarters in Abuja. The meeting is part of a series of stakeholders consultation ahead of Anambra's governorship election scheduled for November, as reported by the Channels TV. Details of the session are not immediately known, but information coming through understand that the meeting is designed to allow INEC and party officials to trash out gray areas, fine-tune logistics, strengthen collaboration to ensure a smooth electoral process. This marks the first meeting presided over by Agbamuche Mbu since she took over on October 7. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, one of the difficult positions to hold. But if the government will not try to infiltrate or try to control the narrative there, then I think they will do a good work. But on that note, let's move on to Ghana as well. Starr Radio UK. Okay. China has elevated Ghana to the status of a strategic partner, marking a new milestone in long-standing diplomatic and economic relations between the two countries. The announcement was made by Chinese President Xi Jinping during a bilateral meeting with President John Dramani Mahama on the sidelines of the Global Leaders Meeting on Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment in Beijing. The upgrade to a strategic partnership position Ghana as one of China's key allies in West Africa and opens new avenues for cooperation in trade, infrastructure, technology, education, and cultural exchange. Ghana and China established diplomatic relations in 1960, soon after Ghana's independence, and have since strengthened their ties through major development projects and bilateral agreements. China has played a central role in supporting Ghana's infrastructure growth, including roads, energy, and housing project. Now, President Mahama, in his remarks, commended China's unwavering support towards Ghana's development and expressed optimism that upgraded partnership and will foster shared growth, technology transfer, and increased trade opportunities. The new strategic status is also expected to deepen collaboration under China's Belt and Road Initiative, enhancing investment flows and people-to-people connection between both nations. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African in London. Well, the Speaker of Parliament has congratulated Black Stars after they qualified for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Well, we hope that the Minister for Sports will see to it that everything goes very smoothly for them so that we can get what we need to get, the victory, and they'll play very well. Okay, let's bring you this story as we get ourselves ready to. Okay. The former executive director of the National Service Authority, or say SCB entry, and former deputy executive director of the authority, Gifty Owari-Mensah, have been charged for allegedly authorizing payment of allowances to 69,934 non-existent National Service personnel. Per the charge sheet filed at the High Court in Accra on October 13, the former NSA boss is accused of authorizing payment to over 60,000 non-existent National Service personnel and misappropriating public funds during his tenure between August 2021 and February 2025. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayini, stated that between August 2021 and February 2025, entry allegedly authorized payments of 500.86 million Ghana cedis allowance to over 60,000 non-existent National Service personnel. How did he do that, or they do that? He faces 14 counts comprising causing financial loss, stealing, and money laundering under Section 179A and 1241 of the Criminal Offence Act 1960, Act 29, and Section 12C of the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2020, Act 1044. For the former Deputy Executive Director, Mrs. Owari-Mensah, who is on a separate charge sheet, is alleged to have generated 9,934 ghost names from NSA Central Management System. She is also alleged to have taken control of Blocks of Life Consort Limited by making her mother's driver one of the company's directors. She has been accused of presenting the company to ADB with the explanation that she had supplied goods on hire purchase to the 9,934 ghost names and wanted to use the allowances as collateral for the facility. The alleged scheme allowed her to fraudulently obtain 38 million Ghana cedis from the bank through source deduction of the 9,934 non-existent allowance over 11 months. She faces 5 counts, including willfully causing financial loss to the state using public office for profit and money laundering. The two are expected to be arraigned at the High Court in Accra in the coming days to respond to the charges. Ladies and gentlemen, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ooh. It's quite interesting. Why? Well. Money. So this is where I have to bring the program to a close. But hey, there's one other story my producer wants me to have a look at. The Ghana National Fire Service fought a fierce battle for 11 hours to bring a massive fire at Yota Energy Company Limited in Shire Hills under control. Doctors reveal, the fire, which started on Monday, October 13 at 11:04 a.m., was finally extinguished at 10:39 p.m. The Ghana National Fire Service deployed 4 firefighting units to the scene, and firefighters worked tirelessly to contain the blaze and prevent further damage. The Terminal Regional Public Office, that's Ghana Fire Service Public Affairs Office Divisional Officer Grade 2, Ebenezer Yenzu, told Graphic Online that the 4 firefighting teams were deployed to the scene, including the base pump from Bechile and pumps from the Devtraco motorway and Tema Metro, as well as an excavator to support the operation, adding that the fire was finally extinguished at 10:39. Now, Tu Yenzu, who is also the team Metro Fire Commander, said the fire resulted in a significant damage to industrial ovens, control boards, cutting machines, and binding machines. However, about 95% of the used tires and warehouses were salvaged from the fire. He said 2 mills, 27 and 25, respectively, sustained various degrees of burns and were transported to the Tema General Hospital before the arrival of the Ghana National Fire Service. The Yenzu said the cause of the fire was currently under investigation by the Ghana National Fire Service, adding that a team of senior officers led by the ACFO 2 Patrick N. Sala and Tema Regional Fire Command oversaw the response effort. He indicated that Afienya District Police Office was also present at the scene, ensuring public safety and assisting with response efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is where I bring the program to a close for today. It's been a pleasure coming your way, of course. I would say that. But until I come your way tomorrow, let me say thank you to each and every one of you. I'll see you all tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye for now. We'll take a commercial break, and once it ends, it's me. I'm out of here. I'm out like that. Bye. Well, in celebration of Black History Month, BB Clement presents Afro Global Networking Lounge 2025. Speaker Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The event is taking place on Monday, the 27th of October 2025 from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The venue is Stevenson Howard LLP 1 Finsbury Green Circus, City of London, EC2 7SH. Please note, this is an exclusive event with limited spaces. For more information, contact reception at augustineclement.com or call 0203-223-0800. The fee comes at £60 for ordinary ticket and $75 for VIPs. This program is sponsored by Stevenson Howard and hosted by BB Clement.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for who? For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Cutting across the genres and tearing up the airwaves.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.